A sitting minister walks into court and says a global media outlet already decided the story before asking him a single question. That is the tension at the center of this case. Home Affairs Minister Shanmugam is suing Bloomberg over a 2024 article about good-class bungalows. The article suggested his property transaction was linked to a system with weak checks and low transparency. He rejects that completely. In court, he pointed to internal emails from Bloomberg's editorial team. These emails were only revealed after a court order, and they appear to show something unusual. One discussion described his property sale as politically sensitive, especially with elections approaching. Another suggested the story could be built by placing his transaction inside a broader narrative about wealthy buyers using trusts. That detail matters, because it raises a key question. Was this a story discovered through evidence? Or a story shaped first, then supported with facts? Shanmugam's position is clear. He believes the intention was always to publish details of his sale, and everything else was built around that goal. Here's where it gets more interesting. He also claimed Bloomberg tried to get him to respond, so they could use his reply as the opening line. That creates a strategic dilemma. If he answers, he becomes part of the story. If he stays silent, the story can still run, but without his voice. He chose not to engage, and he described that approach as a trap. Now the case moves beyond one article. It becomes a debate about what journalism is supposed to do. Shanmugam drew a sharp distinction in court. He said there is a difference between what people are curious about and what is truly in the public interest. His argument is that his property sale falls into curiosity, not public interest. That distinction is critical, because public interest is often the strongest defense in defamation cases. If the court accepts his view, it could narrow how media defines what is worth reporting. But Bloomberg's lawyers are pushing back. They are focusing on timelines, transaction details, and public data sources like property databases. Their goal is to show this was part of broader research into high-end property deals, not a targeted attempt to single out one minister. So this case is not just about a house. It is about how stories are built, and how far journalists can go when reporting on public figures. In Singapore, where trust in institutions is closely watched, this question carries real weight, because the outcome could influence how both local and international media operate here. And it may shape how much privacy public officials can realistically expect. This is not the first time tensions have surfaced between political figures and global media. But what makes this case different is the visibility into internal editorial thinking. That rarely becomes public. So now the audience is not just judging the article. They are seeing how the story may have been constructed behind the scenes. And that changes how credibility is assessed. So here's the question. If a story is built around a person first, and supported with facts later, does that still count as responsible journalism? Or does it cross a line? Like, share and subscribe to 2230.